Welcome to Clean and Comfort. It's 7/22/2020, Wednesday. Today it's just Liz and I, and we'll be discussing our previous podcasts and what we've been doing for the last 2 weeks while we were on our vacations. Enjoy this recording.
Hey, hi Dion. So it's just you and I this week. We are minus our normal guests and some other guests that we normally invite, and we decided that we're just gonna have a conversation, and we're just fresh back from a little hiatus. You were on vacation. How was your vacation?
My vacation was good. I'm getting ready to go on another vacation next week.
Wow, that's great. Staycation, or are you guys traveling?
Well, both. I have to take a day trip to Philadelphia.
Nice.
I plan on driving, but I want to use the bus or the train. So hopefully I'll be able to use public transportation.
And why the choice for public transportation?
I don't like driving for hours. It's tiring, especially when you're trying to rest. So it's best to
Yes.
just sit back and relax. But
And you're traveling and back and forth in a 24-hour period, so I can see that.
right, so I may take public transportation. Just sit back and wear my mask, even though I may take the train because the train is faster.
Yes, I would take the train.
Yeah.
Well,
So, guys, welcome back to Clean and Comfort. We've been off for 2 weeks, and we decided to take 2 weeks off because we've been physically and mentally a little bit drained. So we decided to take a 2 week break and come back. Today it's Liz and I, and we're going to just discuss what we've been going through. So Liz, Liz's hospital is picking up again. My hospital is also picking up. Liz, what's going on with you?
well, we have seen an increase in our patients coming through the emergency for non-coronavirus related symptoms, non-COVID-19 cases. We've seen an uptick in surgery, either elective or in procedures that people possibly postponed now that they probably feel a little safer to return and come back. We've been cleaning. We've been really focused on making sure we're able to socially distance within the hospital, that we're able to perform disinfection of high-touch surfaces at regular and frequent intervals. So I think our patients are starting to feel that it's safe again, and that they've put off some of their health care for a little too long, and they're venturing out now, which is really great to see. We're using more linen. We have more garbage. It's good to see, but at the same time, I see my team being still a little fatigued, and looming over us is the fact that 31, 32 states surrounding New York are seeing an uptick in cases. We're seeing people not wanting to wear masks, and we get all that. It's scaring our team a little bit.
Well,
And
I must say you're right. We are also the same. We're a little bit tired, and being so tired and seeing what's going on in the Midwest and the South states, knowing that we're going to see it come back again. Maybe not as bad, but we're still not ready for it. Mentally, we're not ready for it.
yeah, it's
Infrastructurally, yes, we are, but mentally, we're not.
it's just so. I think that the trauma and everything is still so fresh. It's like being on a really bad, bad, bad vacation or experience, and you just don't want to go back. And all of us know we're going to have to go back. And we're hoping that we don't have to deal with and have the same number of patients and do the same things that we went through last time. But at the same time, we are physically, mentally, and emotionally prepping for that. And we're starting to talk about it again. We're starting to, we always review safety and proper donning and doffing of PPE and proper cleaning procedures. But we're starting to talk about, instead of what if, we're starting to talk about how long do we have before? And what do we need to do for our emotional health and the health of our team and our families before this hits us again? I feel like we're in the middle, we're in on this island, and all around us, it's closing in. So definitely frustrating, definitely discouraging, but at the same time, this is what we're meant to do. This is what we signed up to do. So we know we have to get ready.
I know. Knowing that we have to get ready and not wanting to are two different things, because I still don't want to get ready. I speak to my colleagues in California and Florida, and they're very concerned. One of my friends, actually my friend and colleague, he's in Florida, and he's not afraid, but he's so disappointed in the politics that's going on with healthcare. He feels that there should be no politics with this. It should be pure science, and everyone needs to follow the rules.
Yeah.
I know when we first started, they told us, don't wear masks, and wear masks, and you shouldn't wear it too long, and it's airborne, and it's not airborne. And we just followed it until we got it right. And
Yeah.
thank goodness that we did, because if we didn't, I think we would have had more of a catastrophic ending. But I'm glad, even though we made, and everyone, since everything is new, we made some mistakes, but those were good mistakes,
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything that you just said, feeling the same way. And it's just emotionally, I think that, and I consider, I know you for a while, you know me, we know ourselves, I consider us emotionally tough. And the thought of this coming back and, having more and more cases and possibly facing quarantine again and people losing jobs again, I mean, it's just really, it takes a toll on your mind. So emotional health is so important. And I think it's important to remove the stigmatism of accepting help, getting some counseling, talking to other people. And I think that will be so helpful. So I hope that if this conversation does anything for anyone, it lets them know, please don't feel too proud. Don't feel too tough. We're all tough and we're all trying to be tough, but it's important to get the help and talk to other people going through the same thing.
Yeah, I know you and I talk a lot, and we talk about all types of things, and it's also important to have friends within your organization, or a best friend at work, someone to sit back and have a conversation with, to let off your steam, or even cry,
Yeah, absolutely. I was doing my regular rounds, and I was on the intensive care unit, and I happened to run into the intensive care nurse director, and we started to talk, and I just asked her if she had a couple of minutes, and she said sure, and I said, can we go somewhere private? And we went into her office, and she said, what's going on? And I just kind of started talking, and it ended up where she shared and I shared, and at the end of 10 minutes with our morning coffee, it was we both left one another feeling a little bit better. But she said something to me that really is resonating over and over again in my mind, and that is, we all need someone to lean on, and we all need somebody to vent to, and that somebody should never go to anyone else. And, it's great to have a work buddy or a work best friend where you can just check in with one another and make sure you're doing okay.
Correct. Correct. And sometimes.
I was going to say, Dion, sorry. And as leaders, we have to be there for our employees. So, we're one person or a group of a small group of leaders, and you have over 500 employees. You have over 40 that report to you. I know we've talked about that before. And it's just difficult to listen to everyone else's anxiety and how they're feeling, and then not take that home with you. You're worried about them, you're worried about yourself, worried about your family. So I think it's just so important to take advantage of some of the programs that organizations offer, or some counseling that your own insurance offers, and talk to people, because these traumatic events are they can be damaging for a long time.
True. I just actually looked up and reviewed my life insurance, making sure that my children are covered, and everything is covered just in case
Yeah.
something happens. And for anyone listening to this podcast, it's a good idea to go back and look at their insurance policies, and just tighten things up, and have a conversation with their family members or whoever they need to speak with, to make sure that everything is in good order, just in case something happens.
That's a great statement. And the time to do that is not when you're in a hospital bed, or feeling sick, or can't get around to do it, or you don't want to think about it. The time to do it is when you're healthy, and when you're of sound mind and can make really logical decisions. And my father is very sick right now. He was in my hospital, transferred out to another one for a different level of care. And I'm so proud of to work with such talented clinicians and people, and they did a wonderful job for him. But I couldn't help but wonder and take an inventory of my personal accounts, like you recently did, and say, do I have everything in order? Because the time to think about it is not when you're unable to do it, either physically or mentally. So I agree with you. I think it's a great time to do it, and thank you for sharing it, because I'm going to do it.
Right. And I know you and I just had a conversation about your father, and everything that's going on in life. So we should always really make sure that we are in good shape. A lot of us tend to always take care of others, always putting others first, and
Yes.
not taking care of ourselves.
Yeah.
So in podcast land, we want to say to everyone, make sure that they're taking care of themselves. My wife tends to do her massage, and not massage, her meditation and stretching, and all of those things early in the morning, and I'm actually trying to fit that in, whether it's early in the morning or late in the evening when I get home, to
Yeah.
do some stretching and some meditation, to
Oh,
make
yeah.
sure that I am grounded. Maybe not every day, but maybe twice a week. I'll start with that.
Well, I think that's great. We invited somebody to our team huddle the other day, and they did a series of relaxation stretches with us. And what a difference 10 minutes felt, and made for the whole entire team. And I looked around, and I couldn't believe, there's always one person, for whatever reason, whether they're embarrassed or maybe they just don't feel like it, they're tired. There's always a couple of people that opt out of, group huddle exercises. And this time around, I looked and I couldn't believe my eyes that every single person was participating and engaged. And afterward, they said we should do this more often. And
Right.
that's a big change. So you can tell everyone is really craving something to help their body out, their body and their mind out a little bit. So really.